AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Side piece, Jake Crain, 15 minutes from right now. Head to Atlanta, check in with our buddy Mark Zinno in a little more than an hour. Cooper Patagna is going to be here in hour 3. Talk some national transfer portal stuff. Ross Jackson got a piece up at LouisianaSports.net. What would a trade for A.J. Brown look like? We'll do that in hour 3. We got a ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
A little bit of a quieter week in the transfer portal. You wouldn't know it was Monday. LSU landing Sam Leavitt, the number 1 overall player in the transfer portal. But coaches' conventions going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so dead period. So you're not going to have visits on campus or coaches going to visit prospects, especially as we move near the end of this portal window with the window closing on Friday. But I did get a little bit of a tasty little tidbit here on Tuesday afternoon. While LSU has added Sam Leavitt and Landon Clark and have already hosted another quarterback in Husan Longstreet, LSU is not done at the quarterback spot and looking for quarterbacks. And I was told this afternoon that LSU is expected to host Colorado transfer quarterback Ryan Staub on a visit later this week. Again, you can't have visits again until Thursday, so not clear yet if Staub will be here Thursday or Friday, but he has drawn interest from Ohio State, Kentucky, Cincinnati. Got a couple of years of eligibility remaining. I'll go back and kind of give you the bio on Staub here quickly and then kind of tell you why this might make sense and how it may fit. So Staub was a 3-star in the class of 2023. So the year Dion showed up there in Boulder. And, of course, Shadur came with him and became the starter. Well, Staub was a freshman on that team. His recruiting profile, if you go back and look it up, he was out of West Ranch in Stevenson Ranch, California. Staub was a 3-star, the number 733 player nationally, the 39th best quarterback. So a sort of lightly regarded guy nationally. Had offers from some big schools, Colorado, Arizona, Texas, some offers like that. So anyway, it'll be interesting when you think about Staub as a prospect because he gets to Colorado. He's backing up Shadur for 2 years. Then this year, Colorado goes back into the transfer portal. They add Caden Salter. Julian Lewis is there as well in Boulder. So over the course of 3 seasons, Staub has only played in 10 total games. He has 33 passing attempts. So that's rushing attempts. He's got 53 completions for 681 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 4 interceptions over 3 seasons. Again, played in just 10 games over 3 seasons. So he's already used his redshirt year. He's got 2 years of eligibility remaining. Certainly not a guy that you're looking at coming in to compete for the starting job. But as you're looking for arms and depth and quality depth, this would make sense. Now, you contrast that to a guy like Husan Longstreet, and the conversation I think that you're having with Husan Longstreet is dramatically different than the conversation you're having with Ryan Staub. Longstreet was a 5-star. Lane Kiffin had recruited him to Ole Miss, one of the top quarterbacks in the country, just spent his freshman season at Southern Cal, and he may be looking to go somewhere where he's going to be able to start immediately. And if he comes to LSU, the sales pitch for Longstreet is you come to LSU. There are some injury questions with Sam Leavitt. Leavitt's likely going to miss the bulk, if not all of spring. You're going to get a lot of first-team reps. And who knows? You might even have an opportunity to go win a job and be the guy this year. And if not, well, then you got multiple years on the back end of that. And think of it in the long term, the 10, 15 year, who's going to get you ready for the NFL? Like, that's the conversation with Husan Longstreet if you could get him. With Ryan Staub, you're looking at him more on par with Landon Clark. Now, Landon Clark was playing at the FCS level at Elon in the Colonial, but he's played 2 years there. He started 12 games this season. A guy who, they're similar size, by the way. Both are right about 6 foot, 200 pounds. But over 3 seasons, Staub has played in 10 games. Clark started 12 games this year for Elon. But there you have comparable players there, size, skill set, ability, who might be able to come in and battle for the backup job. But I think if nothing else, what this illustrates is the very real and strong desire from this staff to add another quarterback. I mean, if you've already got Leavitt and Landon Clark committed and you've still got Emil Picarella on the roster, and remember, Picarella was a 3-star coming out of U High. Similarly, Staub was a 3-star coming out of California when he signed with Colorado in 2023. So you got 2 guys that were comparable high school recruits, coming out. Staub ended up at Colorado. Picarella was preferred walk-on at LSU. So I wouldn't completely dismiss Emil Picarella and his ability to develop and maybe be a really good quality backup here. But Leavitt, Landon Clark, Emil Picarella, clearly they want one more. If you're still pursuing Husan Longstreet and now you're going to host Ryan Staub on a visit, it stands to reason they're looking for another one. And something else, just sort of as an aside here that's worth mentioning as this factors in, you hear the phrase often in NFL training camp as a camp arm, right? You're familiar with that term. A lot of times you bring in guys that are practice squad guys that are just a camp arm because you don't want to have your starter, and generally in the NFL you're going to have your starter and your backup, right? Well, you don't want to have your starter overworking their arm. So you want to make sure that they're not throwing all of the reps. Like, somebody has to go run scout teams. Somebody has to give the defense a look. Somebody has to throw one-on-one routes to receivers against DBs. So you need, quote-unquote, camp arms so you don't have 2 guys making every pass attempt. Well, especially if Sam Leavitt is limited in spring, which it sounds like the expectation is Sam Leavitt is going to miss spring. I was told on Monday night, the hope, the optimistic point of view is that maybe they might have him do some throwing, some 7-on-7 type work, but certainly nothing by way of full 11-on-11 or full speed anything in fall camp, as they need to get him ready to go for the season. But it stands to reason you're going to be down a guy, so you're going to need another arm during spring. And while you'll have Landon Clark and Emil Picarella, they'd love to add one more. If it's a high-end guy like Husan Longstreet, you can make it work perfect. If not, maybe it's someone like Ryan Staub. But again, there's interest from different places. Kentucky, Ohio State, Cincinnati are all in the mix there as well. But LSU, as I'm told, will host Ryan Staub from Colorado on a visit later this week whenever the dead period lifts and they're able to start hosting prospects again on Thursday and Friday. So if that visit does in fact happen, and when it does, we'll certainly talk about it and let you know how it goes. But clearly, the New Orleans Saints, or excuse me, clearly the LSU Tigers are looking for, at NFL training camp on my mind, clearly the LSU Tigers are still looking for another arm to add to this transfer portal class. So with the addition of the running back from Wisconsin on Tuesday, Dylan Jones, LSU now at 29 portal additions. I'm told they would like to add a couple of more offensive linemen and maybe possibly here another quarterback, because they could very well push past 30 portal additions as they sit at 29 right now. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Every single day our show opens brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU, the official beer of the New Orleans Saints, of the McNeese State Cowboys. Bottom line is, man, you cheer for the local teams. Make sure you're doing it with delicious, ice-cold Bud Light. Our friends at Mockler Beverage, great community partners as they have been for decades now. It's rare that you'll ever go to any type of community event a concert series, a church fair, whatever it may be, without seeing those Mockler beverage trucks out there giving great support to all the community events. So make sure you support great local businesses. Support our friends at Mockler Beverage and drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of your New Orleans Saints. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We'll not got a quick break. We'll take a look at what's been going on in the SEC so far through a week and a half of this portal cycle. Our buddy Jake Crain from Crain and Cone. They got a new home, by the way. They moved to the On3 network on New Year's Day. First time we'll have a chance to visit with Jake since that news. So Jake will be with us when we come back. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. You can always start at the website, getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. And while we talk all the time about Gordon helping and his team helping injured people in the state, I always love to tell you about Gordon Gives, which is the philanthropic arm of the law firm. Gordon says it often, and it's hopefully something that if you've listened to me now for the past several years talk about Gordon, as I've gotten to know him well personally, aside from just professionally, a genuinely good man who's been blessed abundantly, he and his family, and they love to give back to the communities they serve. And it's very evident and obvious whenever you see all the different philanthropic ways they give back. The bicycle giveaway they just did around the holidays, the laptop giveaway around graduation, but it never stops throughout the year. You want to learn more, you can always go to GordonGives.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
After Further Review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
A little later this hour, I want to talk about the latest report from the NIL Go. That's the clearinghouse of the amount of deals that they've approved and that they haven't approved. So there's a lot of questions going on about how these deals are being offered to players when there's no guarantee this money is going to get pushed through the clearinghouse. We'll get to that a bit later in the hour. Big announcement on New Year's Day that Crain and Company is now Crain and Cone, part of the On3 network. Our buddy Jake Crain, good enough to join us. How are you, dude?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Tell us about the move to On3.
Nah, man, just really excited. I mean, it's kind of a natural evolution of a sports show to end up at a sports media company. But, man, we got the opportunity, and it's been great so far and kind of getting, more immersed. As you can hear my 1-year-old daughter talk. Immersed in the sports media kind of world. It just helps us, so we're fired up.
Love it, man. Crain and Cone, of course, Jake, Blaine, and Cone every single weekday. Check out the YouTube channel if you haven't done it already. And if you're not, what's wrong with you?
Am I going to have to come to your house or what?
Right, what are we doing? I don't get it. I mean, it's just it's sports. If you like sports, it's what you do. You go subscribe to Crain and Cone from On3 on YouTube. It's what you do.
Yes.
Yes. What's the biggest – if I say, all right, SEC, a week and some change into the portal, you do the flyover. What's the biggest storyline of the portal cycle so far?
Just the rules being a disaster is typically the biggest headline. But I would say, to me, I think a lot of it is finding out and really understanding how coaches go about carving their roster from a portal to development standpoint. We've seen it work in a lot of different ways. The way that Lane Kiffin does it is going to be different than the way that Kirby does it. And it's just interesting to me, Matt, to see how these coaches, you look even outside of the SEC, like Dabo Sweeney and others, have to evolve the way they go about it because it is a new era. So I think it's just finding out, even the new coaches, kind of how they go about it and how they want to build the ship.
What is your I know, right? For real.
Yeah.
What's your take on what Lane Kiffin has done so far?
Well, obviously getting the quarterback was massive. Sam Levitt's a guy that I think in his system, with his versatility, ability to run, ability to make those chaotic plays, but also take the free release when he has it, just makes them, it's a great combination. Let's be honest. Lane could take a hobo from a bridge, from under a bridge, and turn him into a guy that does for 2,500 yards.
Amazing.
But, Matt, I mean, look, dude, I think he has a certain process in which he's developed. I think Lane Kiffin builds the ship out of the portal more than others. He doesn't just plug holes in the ship. But I'm never going to worry about the offense with Lane. I mean, I said this on the show the other day. At the end of the day, the man is a savant at what he does offensively. So, I mean, I think he's been himself. But I always look at the linemen to really see how the class comes together.
So what do you think of what LSU's done on the line so far?
Well, I mean, you've had a decent amount of turnover there. I mean, that's not crazy when you bring a new guy in. I don't think it's been as elite as what he's done at the skill position. But, again, offensively, he finds a way, and LSU is willing to do what a lot of others won't, and we know the passion they have. So I would give him a passing grade. I just want to see when it ends, kind of where it falls before I make a final judgment.
Yeah, they're not done. Jake Crain is with us. He's on Twitter at @JakeCrain_. Give him a follow. What SEC team, if I said, all right, just snap judgment, who's gotten better? Who's the first team that comes to mind? Who's gotten better in this portal cycle?
Texas. I think Kentucky, when I look at kind of what they've added, it's going to be interesting to see who they add at the end. But I think they've got some sneaky guys in there. They got the Ohio State offensive lineman the other day. Will's come in, and he's not afraid to try and go toe-to-toe with people. You saw the situation with Minchie getting taken from Nebraska. If you'd have told me that Kentucky would have taken Nebraska's quarterback in anything, I would have had you committed a couple years ago. But I like what Kentucky's doing. I think Auburn got the right guys from USF. You get a couple linemen, but the best skill players. I like what they've done around them. We'll see what happens with Kyle Parker from LSU. But it's hard not to look at what Texas and Texas A&M have done so far and really like what they've put together. And then Lane getting his quarterback is obviously a huge piece.
Who's gotten worse?
Now, what's Tennessee going to do?
I don't know.
Like, that's who I'm looking at. Like, it just at some point, I know you got a 5-star quarterback that you're trying to develop, but I'm just looking at this roster, and when everybody else is either picking and choosing or kind of doing an overhaul, Tennessee is just felt kind of stagnant. Like, I don't want to say irrelevant because they're never irrelevant, but it just seems like they really haven't done that much. So Tennessee, we'll see what happens with Ole Miss and Trinidad. That's going to be interesting with injunctions and delays and things like that. But I would say Tennessee's kind of left me a little bit wanting.
The other one that it feels, Jake, like has been a little quiet has been what's going on in Tuscaloosa. Seeing defensive linemen leave for Ohio State. Look, everybody's going to lose players, and I'm the most impartial. Like, no one is going to look at me with an ounce of partiality when I talk about Alabama. So let me just ask you what you think, considering the way this season ended for Alabama, maybe what the expectation is for Kalen DeBose. I know, right? Sorry. It's just programmed into my brain. What do you think they've done so far?
Well, it's still weird for me to see Bama bleed, Matt.
Is it really? That's weird.
It is just weird. Because, again, Auburn had to beat them, and they have. Say what you want. It's not like this year was a disaster. I mean, you made it to the playoffs and won a game. I mean, if that's a bad year, I'll trade a bunch of the good years for some other teams. But it's just when you're not watching Alabama dominate roster-wise, because that's really what Saban did. He hoarded a bunch of talent and was able to keep them disciplined. I mean, y'all seen that even at LSU. But, getting Ty Haywood from Michigan, I think that made people feel a little bit better. But, I mean, Hollywood Smothers tells you he loves you. Then you catch him with the Instagram model 2 days later, and he's gone. It wasn't an actual Instagram model. He just flipped to Texas.
Yeah.
You lose out on the Cam Coleman sweepstakes. You felt like some big-time guys and some big-time young guys have gotten the portal. It's just still weird for me, Matt, to watch Alabama look deficient. But I will say there's a decent amount of time to go. I wouldn't panic just yet. I want to see what it ends up. Is Austin Mack going to be the guy next year? That's what it looks like. I mean, he's got a lot of improvement to go through if they want to get to where they think they belong. So that's kind of where I stand right now.
You think it'll be him over Keelan Russell?
I just know that at the end of the day, Kalen DeBoer took Austin Mack with him from Washington. And I'm just a firm believer, not that Keelan Russell, if it's so blatantly obvious, it is the guy that'll be the guy, but I just think Austin Mack has an advantage. I mean, again, he got a little bit of reps there at the end of the last game when Indiana was just drowning them in a small puddle of water.
Yeah.
There's something to bringing your guy, and it is his guy, and I'll always think that dude will have the advantage.
It's so good when you see him drown in that just small puddle of water. It's like it's just such a small puddle, but you're still drowning. Like, what's the wrong?
For sure, it's almost like getting extra drowned because there's not as much water. Like,
it's like, man, just stand up, or don't.
You can do this. Just fight back,
or don't. Just lay right there and let us laugh at you. That's what I'm going to do. Jake Crain and Cone. Hey, who you got, Indiana or Miami?
Well, it's just hard for me to bet against this sociopathic, non-feeling machine that Kurt Signetti's put together. Like,
right.
I don't even know if they're enjoying this.
I know.
Like, they showed Mendoza before the game, apparently listening to music. I think he just listens to machine noises. I mean, if you watch, you guys, it's so impressive. It's so impressive. Just because the hardest thing, Matt, when I was coaching, wasn't getting guys to come back and play better after a bad play. Everybody wants to go out there and make up for it. It's after something good happens, getting them up to go out there and have another good drive or get another big stop. And Indiana is just so incredibly – they're not emotional. Whether it's going good, whether it's going bad, whether it's going somewhere in the middle, they play the same. The efficiency level fundamentally on both sides, in all three phases, it's just almost like they have no feeling. I would not be surprised if Signetti doesn't put any seasoning on any of his food. Like he just takes the chicken and heats it up and just eats it with water.
Food is fuel, bro. That's all it is.
He just does it because he has to survive.
That's it.
It's
just fuel.
I've never seen. I just don't know if he has any emotion. Like, and that can be a good thing.
I started eating sardines straight out the can.
Yeah.
Super nutrient-rich food.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be careful with that. But I don't know if you, and I know you haven't, but viewers out there that saw the show Dexter, I think that's what Signetti, like, that's what Dexter's dad wanted him to turn into. Like, use that sociopathy for good, right? To do something good. Like, it's just like Signetti's cracked the code.
Did you catch my guy? He said, I know you haven't. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I mean, he knows
you haven't.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows I haven't seen anything. That's hey, you know what's wild, Jake? Thinking back to the first time we ever met at SEC Football Media Days when it was in the little hotel in Hoover. And now, like when you were just so freaked out because you didn't have a credential or something, and you and or whatever happened, and then now here you are with a baby, and you're working for On 3, and you're like all grown up, and it's incredible, man. Like I just had this moment when I was thinking about that. I'm like, we've come a long way,
dude. 100%. Just very lucky, very blessed. You work hard and you kind of hope it works out. To be honest with you, I think I'm in a coma and just didn't know it. That's what scares me. Like, I'm afraid I'm gonna wake up one morning and like everybody around me be like, "Oh my God, he's awake!"
Hey,
it's like 2019.
How about this? I would give you a movie reference. It's like The Matrix, where the guy who takes the pill, with the green pill or the red pill or whatever.
Yeah, I just accidentally took the wrong one.
That's it, man.
I was just like, I want this one. It's going to send me back. No, it's been awesome, dude, and being able to now having a baby and then another on the way. It's like I've been very, very fortunate.
Hey, you know how that happens, right?
But the baby?
Yeah. You might want to slow down a little bit, just as an FYI.
Well, look, I mean, you already know I watch. But again, there's only one thing I love more than football.
Got it. Well, I'll leave you to it. Thanks for the time.
Well, I mean, you want me to come on here and lie? I mean, I love you guys. So,
I love you too.
No, it's definitely. But no, man, proud of you too, and always, as usual, appreciate you having me on.
Of course, dude. We'll see you. That's
and I bet you feel better. Y'all got Sam Levitt now, huh?
Vibes here are pretty good, man. They were not good on let's say Thursday when DeMond Williams was staying at Washington. Vibes now very good here.
Well, I was kind of hoping that y'all, like Lane, would have to go get like just another random and turn him into a star just to see it happen.
Don't sleep on Landon Clark from Elon.
Yeah, go get Elon's quarterback. You want to talk about NIL deal? I know a guy.
Huge upside potential. I'm telling you, we had him on the show yesterday. He sounds like a gamer. I'm telling you, man.
No, good. Well, I hope he's ready to just hold that clipboard and watch Sam Levitt ball out.
I hope.
Other than that, he's going to have a great time.
Just need Sam Levitt to stay healthy, man. It'll all work out.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Anytime.
See ya. That's Jake Crain. Of course, Crain and Cone. It used to be Crain and Co. Company, C-O Co. And they just added the N-E, Crain and Cone, now that they're on 3. So Jake, Blaine, David Cone, catch him every weekday. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel. We always appreciate our guy, J-Boy. We're brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Had our weekly marketing meeting over at Parrish today. Get some big things coming in the spring. Parrish is going to have a float in the Wearing of the Green parade, arguably the greatest day in Baton Rouge annually. And look, St. Patty's Day, it's green. Our colors are green. It makes a lot of sense. And, we've done several big cash giveaways. We started with a $5,000 giveaway. We did 2 $10,000 cash giveaways. We are going to announce soon an even bigger cash giveaway. We are upping the ante from 10 to a lot more than 10. And we're going to do that in the spring. Can't wait to tell you more. But the bottom line is, look, we love being part of the community. We're all local. We can help you with roof repairs, replacements, commercial, residential. I love when I get these emails and tweets from people like, Scone, can I get a Parrish hat? Yes. Matter of fact, I think we just mailed there's a kid who listens to the show, a young guy, loves the show from Arkansas. And his mom sent us a note over at Parrish. She was like, could Matt send us a hat up there? Yes. So there's a Parrish hat somewhere up in Arkansas right now. We just appreciate all the support, man. And look, if you got an issue with your roof, we'd love to help you out. We'll always give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Financing is available. So if you need to finance the entire cost of your roof, or maybe your insurance has approved the roof replacement, but you need help with the deductible, we can help you finance the deductible if you need help with that. We're going to make it work for you. So, and we're all local, and our staff are right there on the office. Yeah, at the office. Shout out to Michelle and Kayla and Linda and Christine, our whole staff. I mean, we're all here, and we love to help you. So parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction Roofing, parrishbuilt.com. All right, let me knock out a quick break, y'all. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Updated Super Bowl odds now that the divisional round is set, and we'll go around the SEC. Don't you move. It's AFR.
After further review.
I love telling you about Watermark Baton Rouge. Man, I really implore you, if you have not taken time to go downtown, look, football season's over now, your local football Saturdays anyway, and Sundays. Find some time if so much of our Saturdays and Sundays are built around football season during the fall. And now you get into January, and it's like you're planning your weekend and go, man, what are we going to do this weekend? Make some time to go downtown Baton Rouge. And if you're going downtown into Baton Rouge, make sure you check out Watermark Baton Rouge. You want to go have brunch at Watermark at the Gregory right there in the lobby? Awesome. Amazing Sunday brunch. Get your reservations. Valet parking. If you're going to eat at the Gregory, it's complimentary valet parking. So you don't have to worry about where you're going to park. If you just want to go have a cocktail, a glass of wine, do some people watching, walk, shop, the bars, the eateries, the sites in downtown, great spot. Just make sure Watermark Baton Rouge is part of your downtown tour.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Plowing these fields in the hot summer sun. Over by the gate, Lordy, here she comes with a basket full of chicken and a big cold jug of sweet tea.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here. I do want to get you the update from the NIL Go. That's the collective. That's the clearinghouse that's approving or disproving, not allowing, whatever, the NIL deals. And NIL Go has released some numbers. So I want to go through that a little bit because there's been a lot of questions that people have about, like, how are you able to offer contracts if you don't know if things are going to be approved? Well, this kind of gives you some context. Anyway, by the way, the divisional round of the playoffs are set. Houston dismantles Pittsburgh last night, which, by the way, but a guy Otter, okay? So Otter had Houston laying the 3. We won with that one. He had the under, which, boy, they made that interesting late.
But hey.
It was a rocking chair for the bulk of the game. Then all of a sudden it was like, that total ended up 36 and was under 38.5. But anyway, it was fun. And then the third leg that he gave yesterday was Aaron Rodgers under 204 passing yards, which hit. It's amazing. Here's the problem. Okay, so I bet the 3 of them, so hit those, but then I parlayed all 3 together. what you're thinking. I used the DraftKings boost, so I got like +8.
Yeah, it was high.
836, something like that. The problem is with DraftKings on the player props, they don't let you go over under.
Yeah.
It's just they make you pick over a certain passing yardage. So the variance is massive. So anyway, while it was the even money was like 210 passing yards, I knocked it down because I had a boost and it was a 3-leg parlay. So I knocked it down to like 190. And I'm still at like +836 or something like that. And the under sailed, but like the variance is there, so you couldn't bet like under that number. It just had to be over 190. So anyway, I lost the parlay because of that. I'm a little ticked about that, DraftKings.
Yeah.
Clean it up, DraftKings.
I feel like there's still got to be a way to bet just a certain over under. I know, because I was trying to do it on a Saquon Barkley total earlier in the year, and I was confused. I don't know. That's odd, man. It's odd.
DraftKings is our partner here. I use DraftKings.
Same.
Their boosts are great.
Yes.
Don't love that component there.
Yeah.
And I understand why they did it. Clearly why they do it that way is because of what happened last night. Aaron Rodgers didn't come close to his total. So I should have, man. That's one where I'm like, bro, I should have won that bet. I was a right side loser there.
That's always the worst too, man.
Feels bad.
Yeah. That's why bad beats are so bad.
It's
like you're on the right side.
Sometimes you're also a wrong side winner. So
that's true.
You do get lucky sometimes.
Balances
backdoor
out.
covers, and it tends to, but not when you're talking about something that's like +836.
Yeah.
That one stinks. Anyway, updated Super Bowl odds. Seattle Seahawks betting favorite at +270, followed by the Rams at +320. New England Patriots, best odds of the remaining AFC teams at +600, followed by the Bills at +650. Broncos, the 1 seed, are at +700. Then the Texans, Bears, and 49ers, a long shot there at +1900. A little surprised to see the Niners so far back, considering their reputation and obviously a great head coach who's been to a couple of Super Bowls as a head coach and as a coordinator. Did blow a 28-3 lead as a coordinator. You hate to see it. No George Kittle, obviously, unfortunately injured, but Robert Sala's got that defense playing well. A little odd to see the Niners as the longest shot there, but I guess you got to go on the road in the playoffs to make sense maybe why that number is that. Yeah.
And well, I was going to say, and speaking of their defenses playing spell, they're supposed to get Fred Warner back this weekend too, finally off of injury. Who he doesn't stink.
Man, it does surprise me also to see the Texans at +850 because I know it's kind of a tired storyline that everybody talks about, but if you watch the game last night, you understand their defense is incredible. It's the best defense in the NFL, and there's something to be said in this era when you're like the only team that plays defense at that elite of a level to go, anybody's going to have trouble scoring against you. So, and C.J. Stroud at times in his career has been awesome. So like Houston at +850, that's tempting to throw a little action on Houston at +850. Because if they win in the divisional round, you're obviously not going to see a number this good again. Like, you take it now because it ain't going to get better than this. So, I kind of like a little bit on Houston at +850.
Dude, you could argue they're in the same boat like the Bills. Like, it's a clear path for them. There's no Mahomes. There's no, Lamar Jackson. Like,
and the Bills don't play defense.
And the Bills don't play defense. I think everyone in the AFC has got to be feeling that right now. They're like, okay, this is strike while the iron's hot type deal there in the playoffs.
And then when you look at the NFC,
I know
the Rams defense stinks. And is Seattle really the best team? Like,
good defense,
but
Sam Darnold,
is that the quarterback you think is going to go win a Super Bowl this year? I don't know, man. This feels like one of those take your shot. Maybe the same reason you lean on Denver a little bit, but same question about the quarterback. Anyway, Houston at +850 is just intoxicating to throw a little cheese on that right there. Anyway, you can get all those bets there at DraftKings. Hey, we're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That's the website. OLOLRMC.com/LSU if you want to learn more about that championship health partnership. I'm telling you, it's amazing with the ways that Our Lady of the Lake and LSU partnered together for athletics and sports medicine, the Student Health Center, through research and academic excellence. Love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake, part of the Franciscan missionary of Our Lady Health System, the FMOL Health System, which, of course, is all over the state of Louisiana. You'll hear stories that inspire, and they care for every Tiger. So whenever we talk about it often with healthcare, you want access and convenience, and that's what they offer. Virtual visits, including on demand. They have online extended hours. They have online scheduling. They have same-day appointments. You can find a provider today. You can connect via MyChart, all at the website, ololrmc.com/LSU, ololrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together, we roar. Okay, let's do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Running back Nate Frazier is returning for the 2026 season. So top two running backs will return. Chauncey Bowens is also coming back. Pete Thamel first to report the news. Frazier ran for 947 and 6 touchdowns this year.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Safety Bray Hubbard will forego the NFL draft. He will return to Alabama for his senior season. He was ranked the 84th overall draft prospect by CBS Sports, the 5th safety as ranked by Mel Kiper, but headed back to Tuscaloosa.
The Florida Gators.
Florida's landed a transfer from UCLA, defensive back Kanye West. Kanye Clark. I just want to say Kanye West. Anyway, 6 foot, 190. He's a redshirt freshman from Sacramento. 3 seasons at UCLA. For the 2025 season, 23 tackles, played in 9 games, played at both corner and nickel.
The Missouri Tigers.
Missouri added another player via the portal. It's UConn transfer Nick Evers. He will be a backup quarterback there behind Matt Zollers and Austin Simmons, or will compete with Matt Zollers behind Austin Simmons there. Let's see. Evers, that former number 8 quarterback in the country in the class of 2022, will be with his 4th school. Oklahoma, Wisconsin, UConn, and now Mizzou.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
And Tennessee's added Michigan defensive back TJ Metcalf. Matt Zenitz first with the news. Began his college career at Arkansas, then went to Michigan. Now with 1 year of eligibility remaining, he'll play at Tennessee. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. SunEquip.com, SunEquip.com. Bunky and below, you want a Deere, you're going to Sunshine. All right, let me knock out a quick break, y'all. I do want to talk in about 16 minutes after the top of the hour. Interesting question posed about if the Saints should target Romeo Doubs in free agency. I have some thoughts. We'll get to that. Mark Zinno will be here in 30 minutes. Falcons are looking for a new head coach. As they say, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. So we'll check in on the Falcons. Cooper Patagna will be here in hour number 3, national transfer portal overview. And then Ross Jackson will also be here. He's got an interesting piece up at LouisianaSports.net about a possible trade scenario for A.J. Brown. So realistically, could that look like? We'll get to that with Ross in hour number 3. We got a ton to do. Glad you're hanging out. Stay here. It's AFR.
After further review.
REV. Let's Rev. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. The Rev crews still working their way through my neighborhood, laying that fiber. Tell you, it's 5 gigs backed by local support and an all-fiber network. And the benefit of an all-fiber network is the cables are buried under the ground. So, storm comes, winds blow, knocks some branches onto the power lines, knocks out power, knocks out cable, knocks out internet, not Rev, because the lines are buried. So you don't have to worry about your internet going out. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. Home or business, whoever your current internet service provider is, if it's not Rev, you owe it to yourself, your family, your business, all of it, to at least inquire. More cost-efficient, better service, local, it's Rev. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She ain't a fooling me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Glad you're rolling along with us here. We always appreciate our friends over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Of course, all your farm equipment, your tractors, your combines, but they got your zero-turn mowers, your gators. If you need your tailgating equipment, even though football tailgate season is behind us, baseball's right around the bend. You're going to be tailgating at the box. You need your generators. I got you. your fans, all of it at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Who else but Ross Dellinger has a piece up over at Yahoo about the College Sports Commission, which has released NIL Go numbers. So NIL Go, forgive me, this was Nick Schultz over at Yahoo, but who else? Yahoo. But anyway, NIL Go has cleared $127 million in deals in their first 6 months of operation. So remember, if you're not familiar, I'll give you the very, very abbreviated Cliff's Notes version, okay? NIL used to be pay for play. It was pay for play under the guise of name, image, and likeness. Really, it was just collectives paying people whatever. Oh, here, sign a poster. Here's $5 million, whatever. That goes out the door with the House settlement. Now, there's rev share, which the athletic department is actually sharing in its revenue up to $20.5 million with student athletes. And on top of that, if you want to go over that, you have to have true NIL deals. Well, the determination of what is true NIL market value is NIL Go. That's the clearinghouse, which is run by Deloitte. So an independent third party is determining, okay, you want to pay athlete X $100,000 for this deliverable. They either say thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. So to this point, they've approved 17,321 deals totaling more than $127 million. 524 deals have been rejected. Those were worth a total of just under $15 million. So if a deal is rejected, it can be resubmitted with revisions. And so this does not include those deals that were resubmitted. There's also 10 deals that are in arbitration. Eight others were withdrawn. And I think maybe the most interesting thing to note about that is that the clearinghouse, by and large, is doing its job in filtering out, quote unquote, bad deals. Because I know the question a lot of people ask is, okay, let me just use a real world example that we saw in the last 2 weeks, and that was the contract that LSU had for Brendan Sorsby, the Cincinnati quarterback who ended up at Texas Tech. And so somebody, agent, leaked to Ross Dellinger that contract that LSU had offered. And part of that was the multimedia rights partner, MMR, the multimedia rights partner for LSU, was promising $3.5 million in true third-party NIL to Sorsby as part of that deal. And you could say, well, how could they promise that if it hasn't gone through the CSC, through NIL Go? It's a great question. Which is why what we've talked about now for several months with regard to LSU, which is why when Lane Kiffin took this job, this component of it was so significant because LSU partnered with Playfly, its multimedia rights partner, right, to do these legitimate deals with their advertisers, with their businesses. So you may not know on the front end, if you're Playfly, you can go to Business X. Let's just say Coca-Cola. All right, I'm just throwing out an example. I don't know that this is legitimate. But if Coca-Cola has X budget, and this is very common, by the way, with media agencies and ad agencies. If an ad agency represents a business may say, okay, this percentage of our annual revenue we are budgeting for marketing. And so here's what you have to spend to grow our brand. So this business, and let's say it's Coca or whoever, goes to Playfly and says, we'll give you $5 million for marketing or $100 million for whatever. And then Playfly can use that money among all its partners to determine how it wants to spend it to help grow its brand. So if you're LSU and you're that NILSU Max program, right, that where it's Playfly reps that are basically working at LSU, you know that money is good because it's coming from a legitimate business source that's committed that money to deals for your student athletes. So that's the leg up, the advantage that LSU has. I don't know. So the Sorsby deal, I don't know what that would have been, what businesses that would have been. But what it tells you is that LSU, through its NILSU Max program, has these amounts of deals, this money already accounted for through its multimedia rights partner, Playfly. It's why LSU has such a giant leg up in this era of true third-party NIL, and you're seeing a lot of this come to fruition already. So just an interesting time, and as it develops and there's more stories to tell, we'll certainly tell them here on AFR. All right, thanks for being with us. We're powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We'll knock out a quick break, get you caught up on national headlines from SportsCenter. When we come back, the New Orleans Saints, could they be in the market for a free agent wide receiver? We've talked plenty about the draft, and you know how I feel about that. If it's Tyson or Tate in the top 10, and one of them are sitting there at 8 overall, I'm for it. But what free agent targets might be out there for New Orleans? One in particular that I want to talk about, we'll do next on AFR.
AFR.
Today is my 14th wedding anniversary. Me and Erica got married on January 13th of 2012. And we got married, got my wedding band at Lee Michaels. Honest to goodness, true story. And if you're buying your wedding band or your diamond engagement ring, or maybe you're celebrating an anniversary and you want to upgrade that ring you bought years ago, maybe it's a milestone anniversary, or you want something special like a necklace or a bracelet or a watch or earrings, there's so many incredible choices at Lee Michaels. And the thing that really sets Lee Michaels apart is it's like Goldilocks. You know, the box store jewelers tend to be really cookie cutter. The boutique jewelers, the selection isn't as good and they tend to be overpriced. Lee Michaels is just that sweet spot. They got 9 stores. They have the buying power to give you a great price and great selection. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com.